What's going on, y'all? This is your girl, Queen Candy, from the Queen Candy Podcast. Y'all come through and check us out. We coming at y'all with original music from Military Camp Records, original topics, real talk, real issues, great people, and we're gonna be giving y'all, stories of our personal upbringing, lessons that we've learned, the mistakes that we've made, and what's gotten us on the path that we are on now. So, with all that being said, y'all can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn under the Queen Candy Podcast. And y'all can also check us out on any platform that you can hear a podcast here on Anchor, iHeartRadio, Overcast, and so many other apps, y'all. Follow us, like, share, comment. We'll follow y'all back, and we definitely hope to connect with everybody. Y'all stay safe. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Queen Candy Podcast. We in another week, y'all. This is August the 1st. Good Lord, this year is flying by so fast. We just did, I think, a 6-month episode a couple months ago on being halfway through 2022. And you know how far we have gotten, and we hope that y'all have gotten far as well. Wow, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. We all know what's going on the news, and we aware that everybody is going through their own war and whatnot right now. Very much aware, and it's hard. It's very hard. But what we always say, look on the bright side. See the good side in whatever it is that you're going through. Trust us, y'all. We very much know. We dealing with our own little family issues right now. We working with our daughter. She's dealing with some mental health issues, and she has other things going on. She's 17, and we all know what it's like to be 17. We all didn't wake up and we was automatically adults. It just don't work like that. We all was 17, and regardless, as to what point you were in your life, we all dealt with something. We remember when we were 17, still in high school, still feeling like we was young, dating, had a little job, everything. But we were also in the foster care system when we were 17. We weren't with our family. And now we have a 17-year-old of our own. Then our oldest son will be 17 in November. So our kids are on the verge of growing up and getting out there and getting in this fantasy world we live in. And, now that we've been studying Islam and claimed, being a Muslim, we see a lot of things different. And one of the things we had to learn was moving forward. Now we're going to deal with people that want to remind you of your past, what you done been through. They don't want to let it go, so they feel like you shouldn't have to let it go. And people pretend and play the role like they understand your pain, and this ain't a shot, but they don't. We always like to use a phrase, walk a mile in someone else's shoes. And that's something else we will never be able to do physically. So the question is, why is it so hard to understand that everybody is out here facing their own struggles, and we need to show a little bit of compassion? Our answer to that, because that would be too much like doing the right thing. And all we know in this world is how to be hateful and mean and spiteful and backstab and steal. We don't know how to be kind and compassionate and show a little bit of emotion. Don't show too much. But, just to simply understand. It seems like that would be so much easier, wouldn't it? We swear. But, we all dealing, like we said, with our own battle. And we're the type person, because of what we've been through, we don't really accept too many excuses or reasons why you can't. And that's the word we keep out of our vocabulary, the word can't, because you're limiting yourself. You're pulling yourself back and holding yourself back from what you know you can do. That's why we push ourselves. And we know, like we said, what people think of us and how they feel and whatever. We don't care. We spent too much of our life worrying about what people think. And they never had good intentions, even our own family, to harm us, to harm our kids. You have got to be evil. And that's just in general. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hit y'all with some of our music from Military Camp Records. And when we come back, we want to get real in depth on moving forward. Everybody has their own way of doing it, their own version of it, and that's fine and cool. But just make sure you're doing it the right way. Don't do it because you got to prove something to somebody, or somebody says something about you, you know they wrong, but you ain't got to prove them right. Sometimes you got to be silent. And that is, and it's going to sound crazy, a way of standing up for yourself. Sometimes you don't have to respond or give people the reaction that they're looking for. You don't have to do that. And it don't mean, and they're going to think that in their head that they got the best of you, but really you just letting them know you're not even, worth my time. Why would I entertain you? Why would I do what I know you want me to do? Why would I do that? I'm stronger than that. I have more power than that. And what we always say, you're not my God, and our God is Allah. You're not my messenger, and that's the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You're not either one of those people, so we're not going to bow down, submit, do things your way, because we don't live the way a lot of people live. And there are a lot of misconceptions about being a Muslim woman. But like we said in December, we're going to get into all that. But you don't have to do that. You can be strong. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You can be an original. And all this is moving forward, because when you really realize what you can do and how much power and whatnot that you have, and the thing that anybody can say or do that's going to stop you, and that's us. We dealing with a lot right now. We just don't say nothing to nobody. But now we think with all that's going on, it's time to really share our story. And that's one of the reasons why we love doing a podcast, because we're able to share that. Not to put anybody on blast or embarrass them, because please believe, we ain't holding no grudges. There are a lot of people in our life we don't deal with or speak to, and that's for different reasons. But we tell our story to let y'all know we just real. I can't put it no other way than that. We just real and we just us. We can't even do music or make a beat, anything, do our show without being authentic and real. Not to knock what anyone else is doing, but the only way we can teach, our way to teach, is by giving our story. It's not rehashed or anything like that, but just to give our story to y'all. To let y'all know what y'all dealing with, we going through it too. But we really had to realize, and we really trying to push ourselves now more than ever, because we know what we meant to do now is not quit and give up, because it's just not about us. This is way bigger than us. And we're going to get into all that like we said in December. This is way bigger than us. More than we can put into words to explain to y'all. So, like we said, what we're going to do is we're going to hit y'all with a couple of tracks from Military Camp Records, and when we get back, we're going to get into moving forward. Everybody's definition, the best ways to do it, and, hopefully give y'all some jewels and give y'all some good advice. So with all that being said, we're going to get into it, y'all, and we'll be back on the Queen Candy Podcast. right, y'all. We are back on the Queen Candy podcast. And like we said, y'all, today we are talking about moving forward. Changing your life, transforming your life, and, just trying to be a better person. We all done been through different periods in our lives where we get stuck. Whether we fall short, suffer any kind of a blow to your self-esteem, any kind of a breakup, any kind of a change or a transition. If y'all anything like us, it take us a minute. It take us a minute to adjust. But once we, then calm down and then settle down and we look at all aspects of, the situation, then okay, cool. It's going to be for our benefit. So, that can be difficult. And that's something that you have to really learn how to do. Waiting for someone or something to lift us out of the funk you're going in or whatever you want to call it is not going to happen. A lot of our people are stuck in the comfort zone. And a lot of us, and we hate to say, we really don't realize that the change in where you are in your life is on you. It comes from within. That's why it's called self-esteem, self-confidence. We have said this before. Self-love, self-acceptance, self-sabotage. A lot of things we like to do. So, like we always say, you can't rely on somebody else to get to where you need to be in your life. That's not on them. They have the same responsibility as you. They gotta hold themselves accountable and do what you do. And everybody is different. Don't get us wrong, but a lot of us don't realize that. We always put our happiness, our acceptance, our love, our peace in somebody else's hands, and then we look stupid when things don't work out the way they should. And it's not on them, and we had to learn that. We put our faith and love and everything into our past relationships. Didn't work out. We weren't appreciated, we weren't valued, respected, none of that. If anything, it was like we were never there for them. And just to be real, that's one of the things that made us leave. So don't put that in anyone else. When you feeling stuck, in a rut, can't move, or you think you can't move, whatever the case may be, reflect. That's one of the things you need to do. You want to find out how to get unstuck and what's going on in your life? Figure out what went wrong in the first place. Don't know how, and unfortunately, the reasons ain't gonna always be right in front of your face, so you got to do some searching to find out. One way to do that is to know who you are, and most importantly, to love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you're not just gonna fall for anything. You're not at all. And figure out what went wrong in your life to get you to where you are. That's what we had to do. We can blame this person for hurting us, lying on us, cheating, whatever the case may be, but how did we handle it? And y'all know this. A lot of times people know they done did you. You ain't got to tell them. They know. We don't know how people want to play the role next stupid or whatever. Like, they don't know what they doing. They know very well what they doing. But you got to keep track of what you did, what you didn't do. Nobody is perfect, but allowing that change, it changes the things that's holding you back. You got to have a plan. You can't just wing it or make it up as you go along. So, like, if you can't, for whatever reason, you having trouble, sometimes, like we said, you really got to look deep. And we had to look deep within ourselves. And we've been asked this question one time why we decided to study Islam and accept being a Muslim. And we'll tell anybody it's because we realized, we've been through hell, we've been hurt, lied on, abused, all that. But we had to realize within ourselves, if we didn't make better decisions about who we in a relationship with, what we put in What we telling ourselves mentally, all that. If we kept going down that road of being angry and hateful and mean and spiteful, we would wind up dead or in jail. So we had to realize, and this just for us, and y'all can realize it too. We was going to get dead. So we had to realize, okay, even now, how do we react to certain things? What do we say? What do we do? A lot of times the answer did not come out good. It did not. We didn't like it. And we had to realize, okay, you played the role too. Whether it's small or big, it don't matter. But you played the role too. A lot of us stay stuck in the past, don't know what our purpose is, and they feel like they ain't got no control. And the most important thing is having fear. The number one thing that can hold you back. So let go. Once you've identified the reasons you stuck, make a commitment, put a schedule, discipline your mind mentally every morning. That's what we do. Pain, regret, sadness, defeat, anger. That's a big one. Acknowledge them. And then stop using them. They don't serve you. If it ain't a good emotion and something that's going to put you in the right direction, chances are you need to let it go. And you can't allow yourself to feel those negative emotions one last time. And then whatever you got to do, we don't care how you got to pull yourself up out of it, but when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're going to make a move. And that's another reason why we chose a different path. Or we should say, definitely, of course, Allah chose it for us because we didn't know we were going to wind up where we are. But He did. So, we just said this a couple hours ago, we were talking to our husband, accept the fact, and a lot of times, y'all, it's messed up, but you're not going to get an apology a lot of times. You're not. Like we said, people know they undid you wrong. They know till this day, whomever you dealt with, that they did something to you, but they're going to keep making you feel like you're the problem, you're the bad guy. They never going to hold themselves accountable. So realize, ladies, fellas, if you left a toxic relationship and that's how that person was, you ain't lose nothing. No disrespect, but you ain't lose nothing. And that's how we feel with a couple of our exes. Guess they current people feel like for whatever reason that they better than us, but sweetie, until they get the right guy and the right messenger, that this gonna be the same thing. They're still doing the same stuff, so we know they did the right thing. Have the right people around you in your life that care about you. That's another important thing. Even if you got to be dolo solo for a minute, so what? Find the right people and keep them around you. Main person we talk to other than Allah is our husband. Straight up, we don't really have too many friends. Because we don't want just anybody around us. Everybody doesn't deserve our energy. And they don't deserve yours. And it's like a last resort. But get you therapy if you need it. Last resort. Last resort. Take a break. Our schedule, we say it's all time on here, y'all. From Sunday to Friday, we either doing a live, doing our podcast, music, working, a full-time job, doing the day, helping our husband out, or we working on our radio show, about to be doing a live stream on Facebook this Wednesday, and we're going to plug that in at the end of the show, and we running all week. So Saturday, and we're going to start putting a post up too. Saturday, we're going to start letting everybody know, don't contact us for the next 24 hours. This is our time to relax, spend time with our husband, which we do during the week as well, but really spend time because we're not doing nothing. We don't even pick up our phone. That's our time to, take a break mentally, physically. We ain't got to worry about doing nothing. And that's our time to relax. Whether we just listen to meditation music or we just sit and watch TV all day, you have to take time for yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of anybody else. That's the truth. If you trying really, y'all, to get unstuck in your life, You got to unplug every now and then. You have to. You can't run 24/7. We are not batteries and we are not machines. Straight up, y'all. The time away, it can help you clear your head and put things, where it's supposed to be into perspective. And to prioritize, reassess, revamp. Sometimes you got to change some things and get more focused and get in control of your life. Straight up. Find your why. If you're trying to figure out how to get unstuck in anything, you probably heard, the importance of knowing your why. Why you're doing anything. And having a clear purpose means creating a sense of direction and influences your goals and behaviors each day. If you don't know why your why is, find it. Find the things that excite you, what gets you out of bed, what motivates you, what you're the best at, whatever it may be. How do you, and this is important too, how you want to add value to the world and the people around you. What kind of person you want to be. Like, what you want to be remembered for. And that's going to be tricky because we'll get to that in December. But what is your purpose that keeps you moving forward? And focus on the things that matter, the people that matter. Everybody, like we said, don't deserve your energy at all. Commit to changing. It's simple. It's really simple. Not like people think it's so hard and it's going to kill you, but you have to admit that you in a rut. You got to admit, that you stuck. You have to. And once you do that, you know why you going through what you're going through or feeling the way you're feeling. And you taking time to find it. Like we said, where you end up in your life is not on anybody else. It's on you. So the only thing that's holding you back is you. You're your limit. So stop wishing. Stop holding yourself back. Get up and do something. Get outside your comfort zone. If you want more in your life, y'all, for real, but you keep having that fear of failure, do something every day that's going to scare you. Do something different. It's so easy to stay within your comfort zone, where it's always familiar, you know what's going to happen. But life is about growth and opportunity. Staying in the same place, repeating the same cycle over and over, you're not going to get nowhere. You're going to go around in the same circles or with the same broke people that don't want to do nothing for themselves and they see it, but they don't care to fix it. They don't want to. That's why it's called free will, because they don't want to fix it. You have that choice. Nobody's forcing you or making you. You always have that choice. Identify, we don't care how small, y'all. Little things you can do daily to help you push past your fear. Whether you envision, being a better person or being better financially or, just moving people from your life. Whether you want to, like us, tell your story, what you done been through to hopefully change and inspire someone, you're going to get that power more and more. Once you commit to your goals, like us, we commit to doing our show and not listening to broke people trying to give us advice based on their own feelings and whatever, because they're not doing nothing. That's another thing we don't do. It's all on us where you want to be. And if you don't want to make those moves and make that change, that's you. It's not them. So we don't care how long. Commit 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever your goal may be. Build it up slowly over time. You can do it. Keep that momentum going. Pursue a passion project. And, like not all of us have the freedom, or we think we don't, or flexibility to quit our day jobs. Unfortunately, a lot of people really don't, y'all. They don't. But even if you can't, don't allow that to stop you. Whatever it is, you want to do podcasts, photography, baking, whatever it may be, whatever you're passionate about, put it in your schedule. You're going to be tired. That's the life of a hustler. You're going to be tired. But, it's gonna add meaning and purpose to your life, and you can lift yourself out of a funk when you stuck. You really can. You know, just like with us, like we said earlier, we work a full-time job during the day, so a lot of times, the stuff we're doing is gonna be in the evening time. And we're cool with that. Yeah, sometimes we work long days and long hours and whatnot, but we're cool with that because we know it's gonna be a lot of dirty work to get to where we need to be, and we got to roll up our sleeves and suck it up a lot of times and do what we gotta do. We have a picture in our head that Allah gave us, and we're gonna have to go down this little road to get there. So that's what it's gonna be. When you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to do your own business, whether you sell jewelry or whatever, it's gonna be hard. It's not, unless you got clientele already or people that you connected with, you're not gonna get up overnight. You just absolutely not. You got to put some work in, connect with people, get out there and put yourself out there. We do a lot of our own promoting. We have different networks that help us, but majority of the time we do our own promoting, our own networking, our own connection, whole 9 yards. And it's paying off. And of course, Allah, whatever He allows to happen, whatever is in His will, it comes together as well. So, like we said, we're not complaining at all. Definitely, we have no reason to. And it's silly to us to even do that. Oh, last one, y'all, on the list. Stop comparing yourself to others. We ain't even got to read nothing else on that. You are who you are. You ain't got to compete with nobody. You don't. You ain't got to do what everybody else is doing. Think how they think. You your own person. Your own unique person. And we say that because you don't have to be like everybody else. You don't. You find what works for you. Just like we say, you selling jewelry. You're doing a podcast. People going to give you advice, of course. They're going to put their 2 cents in everywhere. But you have to find what works for you. What works for somebody else may not work for you. And that's cool. Social media, that's the biggest thing for us, for real. For real, y'all. Everybody get on their social media and they feel like they got to be like these little fast little girls out here twerking and, cussing, being half naked, talking about their body and whatnot. And, feeling like they have to do everything that they're doing. And they don't have to do that. Be an original. You ain't got to be no copy or do what anybody else is doing. You don't have to. You know how to think for yourself and do things for yourself and live your life for yourself. That's how that goes. And stand up for yourself. You don't have to prove anything to anybody else. Period. At all. If they can't support you, get rid of them. They can't be there for you, get rid of them. You don't have to impress nobody and do what they want you to do. Or let alone, be who they want you to be. That's not how life works. People can't accept you. Holla. Straight up. You don't need them in your life. You don't. So yes, y'all, we have, of course, come to the end of another wonderful episode of the Queen Candy Podcast. And thank you to everyone once again, for all your support. Yep. Queen Candy Podcast. And we're going to give y'all all of our social media. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here so y'all can catch us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, and LinkedIn under the Queen Candy Podcast. And y'all can also catch the Queen Candy Podcast on Anchor, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Good Pods, and any other app you can catch a podcast on. Also, you can hear the Queen Candy Podcast on WBGR TV. Every Wednesday, we're going to be live on Facebook, and we're going to be talking about different topics. Of course, we're going to get our DJ on. Of course, we're going to do our paparazzi, the whole 9 yards, and we're going to have great interviews coming up. And also, y'all can catch us every Tuesday and Friday on WUNK Radio from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So y'all find what time zone y'all are in. Y'all follow us on our other platforms. We'll give you the link and everything. You can come check out the show. So we're very excited. And of course, can't forget the CTR Media Network. Y'all can check out the Queen Candy podcast on there as well. So definitely, y'all, we're growing with the Queen Candy podcast / radio show, because we are back on the radio. And, we Allah's the greatest with everything that's been going on. Everything is falling into place like it should be. It's not us. We definitely can't take no credit. We just finally getting out our own way, moving forward, not holding ourselves back no more, and, just believing in ourselves. And, it's really important to move on with your life. You may never ever get an apology for people wronging you or doing things to you. But you know what? That's not important. It's not important. What's important now is that you just move forward. Sometimes you gotta take that L and just, just keep moving. Forgive yourself for allowing certain things to happen, for showing, any sign of weakness. And, for the people that have harmed you, they're going to get dead because of it. We believe in karma. Whatever you do is going to come back to you. It's always going to come back to you. And, you have to believe that things will get better. You're in a temporary situation, a temporary setback, and just have to know I'm going to get out of this no matter what it's going to take. And I have power. I have strength. I have so much inside of me. I don't have to be like everybody else. Live my life to please them, make them happy. None of that. And you gotta be willing to sacrifice and push forward. Not worry about what people think. Because a lot of them don't want to pursue their dreams or do what they know they can do. Don't listen to them. Don't take advice from them. They ain't making no money and making no moves. Don't listen to them. They ain't got the right guy or the right person behind you. Don't listen to them. Because they just speaking from their own perspective, their own opinion. I, me, my are the words that they use. And they not worry about nothing else other than being right. And a lot of times we know we're not right. Nobody is perfect, but you're not always right. You're not always the victim. Sometimes you are the aggressor. A lot of times you are. And once you accept responsibility, for where you are in your life, when you really want, you're going to make a change. It's not up to anybody else. It's up to you. Plain and simple. So with all that being said, y'all, we're going to hit y'all with one last track. Thank you to everyone that tuned in to the Queen Candy podcast. We thank y'all so much for y'all support. We're going to drop one more track on y'all and we're going to get out of here. We have great interviews coming this week, and we have them throughout the month of August, so we're really excited about everything that's going to be happening. We're about to get on bigger platforms and put ourselves out there on a bigger map. to more people so they can hear our story, hear everything. So y'all follow us, subscribe, share, comment, like, whatever the case may be. But we're not going nowhere as long as we got breath in our body. We don't care what other people think, what they gonna say, whole 9 yards. We have our own vision, and that's it. We follow what Allah tells us to do. That's it. People laughing at us, they talking about us. We know we don't care. But that's it. So with all that being said, y'all, we're gonna get into this last track. Thank y'all so much for supporting the Queen Candy Podcast, and we'll see y'all this week.